What's up, everybody? This is the Booch, and as you can see, things are a little bit different this particular week because, as you can see, I am not wearing my Booch 365 shirt. I am not joined by the broke soulless ginger, Mr. Zach Scott, and of course, I am not joined by Gator Ricky Ross. And as you can see from the title of this video, we are not discussing Buff and the Bagwells. Instead, I am here by myself talking to you guys, the Boochcast fans, to address a few things that I need to talk about here at the top of the show. Originally, my plan, and I say my plan because I'm very organized and I like to plan shit out. I'm very much a structured, organized person. My original plan for today was to have the Buff and the Bagwells episode of Dark Side of the Ring out here for you guys to check out. Obviously, that is not the case, and there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is because of a variety of different things I'm going to get into in this video. But the one main reason is because the Buff and the Bagwells video took longer to make than I anticipated. That's the truth. It's probably the longest video we've ever made for the Boochcast. It's very in-depth, as we talked about towards the end of the Earthquake video, that it was going to be very in-depth. We're going to have a lot of stories, and as I mentioned, there's going to be a lot of stories that I can tell that other wrestling podcasters will not be able to tell, wrestling fans with podcasts, stuff like that, they're not going to be able to tell because I know Buff Bagwell personally. And when we first got together to shoot the video, we had an incident. Gator was not able to make it. Apparently he got booked for a wrestling show that day and could not make the taping. So he decided to sit out the Buff Bagwell episode. And it was just me and Zach doing Buff Bagwell video. We started to shoot the video. We're going through everything. We're telling stories. We're analyzing. And about halfway through the video, I started coughing uncontrollably. Like every 5 minutes, I was coughing. Every so often, it just kicked in. And the reason for that is because around this time, I can't speak for the rest of the world, but I can speak for here in the state of Georgia. We have very high pollen count in Georgia in the springtime. The pollen count is extremely high. Some days it's, high as fuck. Other times it's normal. But very rarely do we have a time period where there are low pollen or not a lot of pollen at all. It is insane here in Georgia. And I, like most people, are allergic to pollen. So if I get the pollen inhaling, I'm coughing, I'm sneezing, my allergies act up. I gotta fucking deal with that shit. And sometimes I can take medicine to calm it down. Other times I just can't. So I'm just coughing and sneezing and, going through the motions. And it would not stop. To the point where we finally had to shut down the video. Zach and I had to stop recording. I had to take Zach home. I was pissed the fuck off and I was angry. I was very angry that day. Like, as soon as I dropped off Zach, I'm home. I'm punching, kicking shit. I'm losing my mind because I don't like to fall behind schedule. Because I have a lot of content that I have to put out and I am working tirelessly to get it done. More on that a little bit later. But we reschedule to shoot at a later date, like the following Tuesday. We're going to get together to shoot this video and finish the Buff Bagwell video. Now, we got to about 2 hours on the first one. But obviously, I cut most of it off because I was coughing towards the end. So we got to about roughly like an hour and a half. And that's before I started editing and chopping up the first half. We get to the second half. And we pick up right where we left off. We shoot everything. By the time we get done with the video, this is before I start editing the video. So this is just the raw footage. It's about 3 hours and 20 minutes. And I know some of you are sitting there going, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? But like I said, it's very in-depth that this episode was. Because not just because Buff Bagwell is a legend and an icon in the wrestling business, but because Buff Bagwell is a friend of mine. I'm friends with Buff Bagwell. He considers me one of his best friends. I consider him one of mine. And I really want this episode to be perfect because of that friendship. I want to do right by Buff Bagwell. I want to do this justice. I don't want to put out a half-assed review of Buff Bagwell's Dark Side of the Ring. Because like I said, I love Buff Bagwell. He's like family to me. We're friends. We get along. We know each other. We've worked together for many years. We've been friends for many years. I tell stories about that in the episode. Buff and I have history. And I don't want to put out a half-assed video because of that. Because I know you fans are going to be expecting more from me. Like, you guys expect me to be detailed in my reviews. That's why I don't give half-assed summaries. That's why I don't do anything half-assed. That's why a lot of my episodes sometimes are long and detailed and well thought out. Because I analyze. I really break the shit down. And I do it in a way that nobody else is going to do. Except for like the Jim Cornettes, the Bruce Pritchards, the Vince Russos of the world, the Dutch Mantels. They'll break shit down better than me because they have decades in the business. But me, you know, I break it down in a way that other wrestling fan podcasts, and I'll just say that for lack of a better term, even though technically I do work in the wrestling business on an indie level, you know, when you compare me to the other fan-related podcasts, I break it down in a way that nobody else does. I go into detail, so you got something different. You got something special. You can walk away from that episode going, Vinny Bucci knows his shit when it comes to pro wrestling. That I am an expert. That I am an analyst. That I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because I break shit down analytically. So I like to put in that work. So I like my work to reflect that. I want you guys to know how serious I take this. Because, I'll be honest, if I had never met Buff Bagwell in person and we weren't friends, I probably would have just edited, put it together, sent it out, and I wouldn't have worried as much. But because he is my friend, and because I know the expectations are high on this video because of our friendship, because of our history, because of the stories I can tell that nobody else can, you guys are looking for a great episode. And I want to deliver to you a great episode. So in the spirit of that, I'm willing to be patient. I am willing to put the time in. And I hope you guys will be patient along with me, especially since I've been churning content out like a motherfucker on this YouTube channel. I've been putting stuff out week after week after week. I've had a good streak going on. And that's not to say that I'm still not putting out content. We still have the podcast. We still put out every week. Multiple episodes. You guys can go check those out on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. You can still go to the podcast and check that out. We're always going to have that stuff up there. We have the watch party for WrestleMania 40 that I put out the promo video for a couple days ago. If you haven't seen that, go back and check that out so you can see, you know, all the information for WrestleMania 40. We're doing our watch party this weekend. We're going to have Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania 40 podcast coming out. Now, we're only doing a watch party for WrestleMania 40, but Zach and I are still going to do Stand and Deliver as a podcast as well. So we got content coming on other platforms. It's just the YouTube is going to have to take a back seat for a little while so I can get this video done and make it perfect. And obviously, even though we're still going to record and shoot the other Dark Side reviews, because I'm still watching, I'm still following, we're getting them all out there, until I get the Buff Bagwell one done, I'm not going to be putting out the other ones because I put everything out in order. So even though at the end of the Earthquake video, it said, tune in next week, obviously it's not the case. So I wanted to put this video out because I didn't want people to think that we're being lazy or forgetful. Like I said, there's a lot of shit I got to go through, and I'm dealing with a lot of shit outside of the world of YouTube right now. I got a bunch of shit going on. Like I said, we're getting ready for WrestleMania this weekend, which is going to be a hectic time for the Boochcast because WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year. I've got a comedy festival on April 13th that I'm producing at Dynamic El Dorado in Atlanta, Georgia, called Seven Fest. I'm not performing in the festival, but I'm filming, producing. I'm going to be doing live interviews with people on the street and backstage while the show is going on. So there's going to be a lot of crazy shit that is going to happen with me over the next couple weeks. So I'm going to be hectic. And I won't go into detail about this now, but I'll save it for a variety show. But I do have kind of a relationship going on right now. There's a certain woman that has come back into my life, and we're trying to work things out relationship-wise. And at the time that I'm recording this, we actually had a really big fight the day before about my schedule and it being hectic and me having to explain to her that, look, I'm happy she's back in my life, but she came in at a very difficult time for me, both professionally and personally, where I'm trying to put all this content out because I'm trying to meet these deadlines. I got these big shows coming up. I've been doing a lot of other personal shit, like, job-wise. I've been dealing with, money issues. I've been dealing with a lot of other shit. And I've been working around the clock to get shit done. I work all night and I sleep most of the day because I'm literally like tired, anxiety. You can tell from my fucking eyes that I don't get a lot of sleep, and also all the red around my face. And I know I'm sniffling a lot. I'm going to try my best to edit the sniffling out in post, but if I don't, it's because of these fucking allergies that I'm dealing with all this. So literally, I'm putting myself through the ringer to get this shit out to you guys. And it got to a point where I know the last NXT recap I did came out really bad because of how exhausted I was. And I know that with the Earthquake video, there's a moment at the end of the video where the screen goes black and it says your title here, because I forgot to put the link to the Boochcast donation page. So there was that. I had to deal with that shit. And just, it's been a lot. I'm dealing with a lot. And the stress is weighing on me, and I'm trying my best to get everything done. And it's just, I'm trying. I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told the girl that I was arguing with yesterday. I'm fucking trying, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing the best I fucking can. And I like to think that you guys know how hard I work. You know how much I care. So you guys bear with me when I don't have stuff that comes out on time. But I still put that pressure on myself to deliver the content. Some people are appreciative of it. Some people aren't. And the ones who aren't, fuck you. If you are, I apologize for not being able to meet this deadline. I'm sure you guys were excited for it, but just know I have my reasons. Like I said, I'm trying to make sure this video is perfect before I put it out, because I want to do right not only by the fans, but I want to do right by Marcus Bagwell. I want to do right by him. So I'm going to put the necessary work in, and I'm not going to release the video until I believe it is perfect. It is perfect and exactly the way I want it before I send it out. So that way, whether it gets a good review or a bad review, at least I can be satisfied with how it came out. And I do apologize for that incident with the Earthquake video and with the NXT recap that came out on March 26th. Obviously, that I'm a little disappointed in that, and I talk about it at the opening of the NXT podcast that came out yesterday. So, or at least yesterday at the time you're watching this. So, I know I'm better than that. I'm better than that. I just been through a lot of shit, and I'm trying here, and I'm just putting in the effort and everything else. And I get asked a lot, why do I do it all myself? And it's for two reasons. One, I don't have a budget to hire a staff. So unless somebody wants to donate their time out of the goodness of their heart, I can't afford to pay anyone to help me with the post-production. I can't hire editors. I can't hire graphic designers. I don't have the budget for that. Now, if you would like to donate to the Boochcast, go to podcasters.spotify.com/pod/show/the Boochcast/support, and you would like to donate money to help me raise funds so that I can hire and pay people, that'd be awesome. The donations would help out a great deal. We plug it, but we don't pressure people to donate. It's if you want to, you can. If you don't, you don't. But I'm just saying, if I had an operating budget, I could afford to pay some people. But number two, the reason I don't do it is because I don't think anybody out there has my work ethic. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't know if anybody's going to put the real work and time into editing and putting together a show that I do. And that's why a lot of times I'm hard on my co-hosts, because they have the easiest job. Zach, Gator, even people who've been in the past, Elvis, John, Desmond, Jerry Truman, Jamie Ward, Anybody that's ever been affiliated with the Boochcast and been on the air with the Boochcast, they all had the easiest job in the world. Talk. They just got to pick up a microphone, talk into it, and communicate with you guys. That's their job. Once we're done recording, their job is over. Whether it's a daily show and they're recording every day, or they're only here once a week, or once every couple weeks, or once every couple months, whatever it is, their only job is to talk. I do fucking everything else. I talk. I set up the equipment. I do all the editing. I do all the post-production. I do all the sharing. I post everything. I am a one-man crew in that regard. All my co-hosts do is talk, then they leave, and then I sit here in this studio and I'm editing. And sometimes I'm up till 5, 6, 7. Latest I've stayed up is 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll go to bed at 8 o'clock in the morning, wake up at 3 in the afternoon because I just finished putting a podcast out. That's the work that I'm doing. And I'm trying my best to get all of this done. So, if you guys can bear with me, I appreciate it. I'm going to get this out to you guys. I'm going to do the absolute best that I can to budget my time, get everything ready, and get everything organized, and get past all the craziness, and then hopefully be able to put out this content to you guys. I'm trying hard. That's all I need you guys to know. And I appreciate all of you who have watched the videos, you listen to the podcast, you comment on the videos. I love that. I love seeing you guys comment on these videos, letting me know that you liked what you heard, didn't like what you heard, you give interesting discussions. I love it. I enjoy every second of it. And I'm grateful to all of you. So that's all I really wanted to say here. Just give out this little update, let you guys know I'm working. I'm going to be getting it done real soon. It's going to take a little longer than I like and that some of you might like. But like I said, I want this to be perfect, the Buff Bagwell video. And like I said, once I get past all the craziness that I got in the next couple weeks, I'm really hoping I'll have a better schedule. Hopefully I can get all the things in my personal life together. And hopefully I can get more fluid, more organized, and be a better content creator for you guys. And I thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I got links in the description box below to check out the podcast. And make sure you guys, if you haven't already, check out all the Dark Side videos I got out. Check out all the videos on this channel. Check out everything. Watch them all if you haven't already. If there's one you've already seen, then obviously skip that. Go watch ones you haven't seen. And comment below. Please comment below. Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling, because this is one of the rare moments on the channel where I open up and talk about things, and that's all I really got to say. And I know I'm rambling on, so I'm just going to sign off now and finish some other stuff that I got to do, and talk to you guys soon. Till then, pizza, baby.